topic that I'm going to address today is so important for the life of our parish that I decided to use homily time to talk with you about it. You'll be receiving this information in the mail within the week, but I wanted to have the opportunity to talk with you personally about it first. I hope that you've all heard by now that there is a diocesan campaign taking place among all of the parishes of the Diocese of Cleveland in various stages, and it's under the leadership of the Catholic Community Foundation. The diocesan campaign is entitled Rooted in Faith, Forward in Hope, and a diocesan goal of $125 million has been set to carry out the work of the church in the Diocese of Cleveland in 5 critical areas. First, revitalizing and renewing parish life as the center of our faith. 2, strengthening our faith through evangelization and lay faith formation. 3, ensuring access to high-quality Catholic education. 4, investing in clergy formation and care for our retired priests. And 5, ministering to the needy of our region through health and human services. Our St. Joseph Parish goal for this diocesan campaign is $1,520,000. Now, you're probably wondering, how was this goal calculated? Well, what was done was this. They looked over the last 3 years' annual income through offertory, and then took the average annual income, and then multiplied it by 137%. This is the formula being used for all of the parishes of the Diocese of Cleveland. Of the monies raised here, 70% would go to the diocese, and 30% would stay right here for our own use. And for money raised above the goal, $1,520,000, the percentages are reversed. 30% goes to the diocese, 70% stays right here. In February, I was asked by the campaign leadership if our parish would like to consider doing a combined campaign rather than a single campaign. A combined campaign would allow us to raise additional money for some of our own parish projects. If we did a combined campaign, our diocesan goal of $1,520,000 would remain the same, along with the distribution, 70% of that to the diocese, 30% staying here. But with a combined campaign, any money that we raise above that goal would 100% stay here. And we could use that for parish building projects. Some parish projects that I've been hearing about over these last number of years would include a gym family center, more parking, additional office and meeting space, and of course, eliminating our parish debt. These were areas that we examined and presented as part of our last parish capital campaign in 2004, 7 years ago. Our current practice gym is not suitable for regulation games. It has no area for spectators, and it's very, very highly utilized. All of our CYO games are played in other people's gyms. Our annual Bob Roski CYO tournament games are played in gymnasiums of the Avon Lake City schools, and we're grateful. But I'm told that the demand for gym time in our community is already exceeding the availability, and many of you know that. This church, we used for the first time Holy Saturday night in the year 2000, so it's now 11 years old. It seats about 1,300 people. It's the largest facility here on our parish campus. The next two facilities, in terms of largeness, would be St. Joseph Hall, which was our original church, and our current gym. Each of these can accommodate about 250 people for parish events. Any larger event, if it is to take place, must be held in rented space someplace else. A gym family center would enable so many more gatherings to take place right here, for athletics as well as for social things. Parking is critical on weekends, and I don't need to convince you of that, I am sure, at this 11 o'clock Mass. Building a gym family center would certainly demand even more parking. An available place for more parking would be out on this side of the church and gathering area, the Lake Road side. We would need to tear down the two-story brick building, which used to be the rectory and is now the parish offices. The former rectory, the parish house, now houses the parish offices. The building has structural problems. It is not ADA compliant, Americans with Disabilities Act compliant, and it's maxed out in terms of office use. Taking this building down, the parish house, and using the land for additional parking, respecting the 100-foot setback by city ordinance from Lake Road, would make access to the church, the gathering area, St. Joseph Hall, St. Joseph Parish School even more available. Now, you see how these things are related to one another. We talk about a gym family center. Of course, we're going to need more parking. If we need more parking, we need to make some space for that, raise the parish house. So then where are we going to put the parish offices and meeting space? If you come in from the Electric Boulevard side of this campus, you'll notice on this end of St. Joseph Hall a V structure in brick that juts out towards the parking lot. We could roof that, and that could become parish offices. We were thinking about that when we were designing this church, so there's some planning that's already been put into works. We could roof that, and we could also take some of the one-story east-west school corridor that runs parallel to Lake Road, and we could remodel, we could build out a little bit on that. So we would have one entranceway that would serve both parish pastoral offices as well as parish school offices, and also provide some more meeting space. Be one entranceway. And this would give even more security, both in terms of entering as well as a controlled access throughout the facility. And in these days, post 9/11, you know that security, safety are very important to us all. Our parish debt, as of May the 12th, 2011, stands at $511,787.80. And as you've been seeing in the bulletin, that debt has been going down. Thanks to the generosity of so many parishioners, we are paying on principal and reducing that debt. But it's important to note that this debt needs to be totally eliminated before any new building projects would be allowed to begin. Now, I'm sure the question you all have for me right now is this one. Altogether, how much money would we need to raise in order to reach our total parish goal for the diocesan campaign, eliminate our current debt, and build a new gym family center, add more parking, and provide more office and meeting space? Using current estimates, if the gym family center were to be with a single gym, the total project range would be from about $3.8 million to $4.2 million. If the gym family center were to be with a double gym, the total project range would be from about $5.6 million to $6.2 million. Now, I know somebody is thinking, why is there such a range in those figures? Someone put it to me using automobile language this way: it all depends whether the car you have in mind is a Chevrolet, a Buick, or a Cadillac. We'd have a lot of talking to do. Assuming we do a combined campaign, when could construction begin? According to diocesan policy, 50% of the pledged funds must be collected before we would be permitted to break ground. And I think there's wisdom there. The diocesan campaign, rooted in faith and forward in hope, is on a 5-year collection schedule, and until that campaign is completed, by diocesan policy now, no new capital campaigns may be initiated in our diocese. So what does that mean for St. Joseph Parish, Avon Lake? It means that if we do not enter into a combined campaign along with our diocesan campaign, it will be 5 years from now at least before we can again look into the possibility of a gym family center, additional parking, office and meeting space, or any other building project. Simply stated, that means if we decide not to do a combined campaign, we're going to be staying building-wise just like we are right now for at least 5 years. With the endorsement of our Parish Pastoral Council, our Parish Finance Council, and our School Advisory Committee, we are now beginning a feasibility study to see what the people of our parish think about a combined capital campaign. The questions at hand really come down to this: do you favor the ideas? And if so, will you be willing and able to commit to the financial support for them? At the end of this month of June, all of the members of our parish family will have an opportunity to complete a written questionnaire. We want to know what everybody thinks. You will all, as I mentioned, be receiving this information in the mail within the week. There are a few of you who got this information either Saturday or will get it Monday or maybe Tuesday, because a cross-section of our parish is being invited to participate in personal interviews. We hope to have 70 to 75 one-on-one interviews accomplished during the weeks of June 12th and June 19th. So that's pretty close. So for those people being invited, you got the information or will get the information Monday or Tuesday. If you received that letter, please know that you are invited and encouraged to participate in a personal interview. This letter contains information about scheduling an appointment either online or in person with the parish office, or by telephone to the parish office. The online is fantastic. Our parishioner, Mark DeCapua, put this together. You're invited, there's instruction how to go right in there. You'll see all the appointments that are available. You can select one. You'll get an email confirmation. But if you've been invited to a personal interview, we need those secured very quickly. We're hoping that you can do that by Wednesday of this week. That's why we're really on the bandwagon here, so we can get those interviews arranged. When all of the information from this feasibility study has been gathered, I'll be sharing the results with you. Please know that at this point, no decisions have been made. Those decisions will not come until the feasibility process is completed in July, and that we know what you and other members of the parish would like to do and are able to do. However, regardless of our personal parish goals, we must know that our participation in the diocesan campaign is required and assured. In the meantime, I ask you to pray for our parish and pray for our Diocese of Cleveland. Please ask the Holy Spirit to enlighten each of us to see where we're being led. And from my heart, I thank all of you for being the wonderful people that you are and for doing all of the wonderful things that you do to make our St. Joseph Parish family the wonderful family that it is. I thank you, I love you, and God love you all.